welcome to System Shock 2. In this update, we're going to finally fix this ship, get the engines running, and finally take the elevator all the way up to deck 4. But first, let's have a quick stop at the guard station in order to heal ourselves. It's always a good idea to have a healing table here because this is a place that you'll return to often. After our visit through the cargo bay, we finally have the passcode that is required in order to open the way to the fluidistic control. So we're finally gonna be able to flush the radiation out.
Xerxes is one step ahead of us. He's performed an override on the fluidics control computer and blocked us out. But keep an eye open. You might be able to find some workaround.
Somebody's been tampering with the Xerxes unit. In the interest of keeping secrets from the powers that be, I've installed a backdoor to the fluidics control computer. To activate it, install hardware override 45M DEX in the system's monitoring unit in command control. You can find 45M DEX in auxiliary storage 5 in the coolant tubes. Keycode 34760.
I don't know about you, but I'm really starting to like Delacroix a whole lot. She really seems to have a good grasp on what is going on inside that ship, and she really seems to take things a whole lot more seriously compared to some of the other people we've met so far. Then again, she's the one that built the faster-than-light engine that this ship runs on, which is pretty much the exclusivity that this ship had and made it so that its first voyage into space was going to be significant, so here's to you, I'm gonna kill this hybrid for you. Okay, or maybe I'll kill a second one, why not? Okay, I really don't want to take damage from the radiation this time, so here we go, we can finally equip our hazard suit and put it to use. Honestly, it's not really that useful of an item, but there's a couple of moments in the game where it has its time to shine. But most of the time, you'll be able to ignore it altogether. Oh, it also has a chemical storeroom. Am I gonna find what I think is inside? Alright, we got some more chemicals, so hopefully we'll be able to finish the research that we had going on previously. And we certainly do, because I just read that there was some osmium into this place, so might as well go and pick it up. Okay, so was that monkey the manager of the storeroom? Because I don't think you're quite cut up for this job, buddy. So all that we need to do is to find part 45M DEX. Don't bother with any of the other parts because they don't serve you any good.
Good work. I'm uploading some cybernetic modules. Find and upgrade unit as soon as you can and improve your rig.
Now you'll get to see why I hate this portion of the ship a whole lot. Because there's a lot of backtracking to be done. I mean, we've went from the complete opposite of the deck to the other one in order to get the circuit board, and now we have to go all the way back onto the command control again in order to install the little board that we have in order to be able to finally make the fluidistic control work. At this point, we're just making the engineering deck long for the sake of it being long. Oh, hello, where did you come from? So, apparently there are space portals that make it so that hybrids appear in thin air. Normally, you're not supposed to see those ever, but I think that the game just glitched out.
Are we joined?
Yes, you are joined. Go ahead right here, I'll meet you later. Yeah, speaking of the game glitching out, I'm not really sure about what happened here. But hey, that's just gonna make my way up to command control even easier. But if you're wondering about why there are so many objectives out of a sudden that are suddenly available to us, that's because, well, we didn't really have any kind of cyber modules on this deck so far, so here they are.
Good work. Here are some more cyber modules. Spend them wisely. They're not easy to locate.
I mean, Dr. Polito, I could have used those modules while I was struggling with those millions of robots earlier. But no matter, we're just gonna put a point in hacking, and finally, we're gonna put a point in agility just in order to be able to walk a whole lot faster. With my agility buff on, that means that I'll be able to go on a whole lot faster around the ship because, yeah, I'm pretty much near the maximum amount of agility that we have. So, whenever enemies will have projectiles to shoot at us, I'll be pretty hard to hit. As for the hacking skill, I figured that I needed it because I've had some problems with hacking on this deck, and finally, well, you know, I'll finally be able to hack replicators. So, did you find out whoever joined you? Because I'm genuinely curious about that. So here we are back at this place again. We're gonna have another stop at the upgrade station in order for us to increase our energy weapon skill. So whenever we'll finally have energy weapons, we'll be ready. So let us cross our fingers. Will the fluidistic control computer finally work this time around? Or we will have to go through many other hoops in order to finally do something around this part? Because truth be told, I'm starting to be sick of all of the backtracking.
Now get those engine pods online. You'll have to head into cell 1 and 2 and reset the pods manually. After that, reinitialize the system from core control. But that system won't come online until you reset both pods. Keep an eye out. They're mobilizing their real forces, and they know exactly where you are.
Okay, I came really close to a disaster, and now that I'm up here I can finally deal with this protocol droid in peace. Or you know, I could have activated Pyro Field because that will have saved me Psy points in the long run. But I felt kinda bad about cheesing this guy using this ability. Usually, you just want to use Pyro Field whenever you're swarmed by a lot of robot. And even then, I'm not really sure this was intended by the developers. I think the invulnerability to Pyro Field comes from the fact that, well, you're dealing fire damage around you, but the fire will have damaged you, so therefore it does that so that you'll be able to survive your own ability. Hey, we have a brand new enemy right here. But it's really hard to hit, yeah. Those worms are more threatening than they look. Be careful. In the meantime, we finish our research. Yeah, it's an annelid healing gland. Those might come from really foul sources, but you can use them in order to heal yourself. In fact, they're even more effective than medical hypos, but they heal much slower. While the med hypo heal 10 hit points, the annelid healing gland will heal 15. I don't know about you, but hearing that music just makes you want to go full speed through these tunnels, just rushing in so that you can whack things on the head with your wrench. Alright, now that we have 3 points of hacking, we're finally gonna be able to try hacking those replicators. By hacking replicators, you will lower the prices of the items that are on for sale, and sometime you may also make it so that there will be other items that will appear onto the sales box, and most of the time they will be more useful than the item that was previously on sale.
Hi there.
Replicator database reinitialized.
Thank you for choosing Value Wrap.
Hacking replicators in this game is your best source for Psy hypos into the game, so it's always a good idea to have at least 3 points of hacking whenever you play as a Psy agent. But be careful whenever you hack replicators, because if you miss a heist node, then you will break the replicator.
They hit us 6 hours ago. Malone, the OSA spook, tried to take one of those things out with a pyrokinesis attack, but didn't even break stride. Then it unloaded both barrels into his stomach. Valzone said there's a weapons cache in one of the engine nacelles. Maybe I can find him and the others there.
Aw, poor Malone, nobody likes him. And we have a brand new melee weapon, it's a laser sword. Aw, come on, I need 4 points of energy weapons training in order to be able to wield a sword? It's not as if you need rocket science in order to be able to wield a sword.
Potential threat detected. Potential threat detected.
May not not be rocket science in order to wield a sword, but it is to hack alarms, because holy shit, this is the second time in a row that I've been vanquished by a computer. Here's to hoping that it's not gonna bite us too hard in the ass. But hey, I figured this is a way in order to make the final stretch of the deck more epic. One man, one engine to make run again, and finally, millions of hybrids and monkeys. System shock too. Nah, I'm afraid it doesn't sound as epic as I thought it would. And yeah, make sure that you check all around those places, because there can be some items there. There was not here, but there's going to be into the next nacelle. Whoops, I better swap out of adrenaline for this one guy, because these are one of the only enemies in the game that you don't want to fight melee ever. Because otherwise, they're just gonna blow up in your face. So it seems as if that the alarm will make it so that there will be someone waiting for me the moment I'm done with those always. So I'm pretty sure I can deal with that. Okay, or I can still be attacked in the back while I'm trying to do some other stuff, like dealing with pesky monkeys. I just find funny that there are monkeys that are actively trying to prevent me from restarting the primary engine of the ship. I mean, why will monkeys be objected to that? The menu has a weird and complicated logic indeed. And yeah, by the way, cameras cannot set up additional alarms while there is an alarm.
Security alert terminated.
I've been contacted by some kind of artificial intelligence that wants to help me reclaim control of the Von Braun from whoever or whatever is now in charge. I don't know where it came from, but I must confess, I'm happy it is here.
So there's now a second AI on the ship apart from Xerxes? Yeah, it must be that one AI that Polito was talking about, but how did it come into contact? I mean, didn't Polito keep it under wraps? And here's the weapon nacelle that the guy Martin was talking about. There's some weapons here as well than a monkey that seemingly got rid of every single person that was here previously. But at least the goodies are worth it. I mean, you have a medkit and... Hey, what is this? It's a new hypo, but it seems as if we will take quite some time before we can discover anything about it, because research on this thing is very complicated. Oh hey, I just forgot something. Better break my legs in order to get to it. But yeah, we've restarted both of the nacelles, and we're finally gonna be able to restart the main engine. But this is why I was saying that you need to investigate the borders of the nacelles, because there are some goodies to be found. I missed those two cyber modules a lot of the time that I played the game. Okay, so now there's no alarm, so hopefully I'll be in the clear whenever I'll... Oh, fuck me, no, get away from me. Yeah, the explosions of those things are something fierce. If I didn't have Pyro Field, I definitely will be in a world of hurt. I mean, just look at how it projected me around the place. So this is where the main engine control is, but... Okay, there are some hybrids which are guarding it from the outside. But no matter, I'll deal with them. Okay, or maybe not, because there's a camera which is also protecting the way. Ah, come on, you need to aim better than that. Yeah, whenever you're facing some enemies all at once, things can become troublesome. But here we have a keypad that we don't have any way to open yet, so I'm not sure where this comes into play at all, but maybe we'll learn later.
Good work. The engine core is now back online. Now get to the elevator and come see me on deck 4. While you were doing that, I've discovered the presence of some analyte artifacts on board the ship. I think you may be able to use them to your advantage. I've uploaded the information to the ship's weapons upgrade units. They'll be able to convey the information to your cybernetic rig. What are you waiting for? Get to the elevator now.
As we start the engine, that makes it so that we're finally done with Deck 1 and we learn the ability to use alien weaponry. But we're not gonna find one of these until quite some time, so don't be in such a hurry to put skill points into it.
I don't know where we'd be without Delacroix. This whole ship is falling apart. She's the only one who knows what from what. I saw her arguing with that creep Anatoly Koreskin or whatever his name is, and she was giving it to him, but good. But that freak job stares her straight in the eye and starts babbling about how she doesn't know the pleasure of the joyful unity or some such. Mamma mia, the clowns are running the circus.
Yeah, we'll have to abandon our shotgun because we don't have enough carrying space anymore. And beside, I already said earlier in this playthrough that I will not use the standard weapon tree. It might be the most powerful and the most effective one of the game, but it's also the most straightforward and boring one, and since everyone played with those already, might as well take a change of pace and show the weapons that pretty much nobody uses. And we get a brand new implant into this box. It allows you to raise your psionic ability by 1 for as long as it's equipped and as long as it has power, but we're gonna have to make some space, so yeah, might as well just throw our gun away, because this implant will be far worth it. And don't ask me why I didn't equip it, considering that my strength implant is out of juice, so it will have benefited me from the straight go. So we're pretty much in the service hallway of the engineering deck. You're only able to access it whenever you'll have restored power to the ship, because the elevators that lead to it will be out of service unless the main engine is online. Oh god, where the hell is hacking when you need it? Okay, truth be told, I could use cryokinesis in order to freeze this turret to death, but let's just be stupidly daring and try to make it more thrilling. So here's the plan. I'm just going to rush to that turret as fast as possible and hit it with the wrench. Here goes nothing. The only problem is that it's kinda dark, so I'm not really sure about where the gun is, so... Okay, that didn't go too well, but at least I'm still alive. Oh, come on, really? At this point, this poor hybrid is not gonna have a single fighting chance. Yeah, he just died by staring at me. That's how bad I killed him. At least it's a good thing that those hybrids have a very short range with their guns, because even that far away, he's not capable of shooting me at all. So essentially, this hallway is just a convenient way in order to go back to the elevator, so you don't have to go... What the hell was that? A cyborg female warrior? Oh, a midwife, because that's even better. Holy shit. What are they good for on this ship? I'm not sure I want to know yet. We do not react well to being wrenched. Sometimes the AI may react really weirdly whenever you hit it with a melee weapon. So we're back at the elevator, but before we do so, we're gonna do some more research on our artifact that we found some time ago. I wanna know what this hypo does, so once again, back into the fray of the endless maze. I completely forgot for a moment that my strength boosting implant is out of juice, and this is what allowed me to kill hybrids with only one hit. Oh no, I really don't want any company right now. I'm almost dead and I really don't want you to spoil my plans. Yeah, I'm not gonna take any chances. I mean, if I died, I would have been back in the reconstruction chamber, but I would have needed to go back to that maze again, and I really was not interested into doing so. So I found out the iridium that I needed for my research, but right now I need some Na. There was none on deck 1, and what about deck 2? Nope, it doesn't seem as if there's any there neither, so as soon as I will need the Na chemical, the research will be stalled once again. So There's nothing left to be done in engineering. Time to go back on deck 2. Ah, we're finally back on deck 2. I really miss you. You're a much more hospitable place now that I went through engineering. Like I might have said previously in another video, the engineering deck is by far the lowest point of the game. It's just so brown, I don't like some of the visuals, it's kinda repetitive to play, and there's a lot of backtracking. And finally, playing it as a psionic character is really annoying as hell, because you have nothing to deal with any of the hazards there. So it's all up to you and your trusty wrench. So right now I'm just going through a little quick pass of deck 2 just in order to make it so that I have everything that I need. Now I'm fully healed up, and finally I'll be able to go and spend all of the modules that I collected last time. And thank you for making me waste my full heal already. Jerks. There is only one thing that we're interested in right now, and that is energy weapons training. Now that we have 4 points, we're finally gonna be able to equip that laser rapier. Oh, and while I'm at it, I might as well just increase, the cyber affinity, because I had some real trouble with hacking recently. We're almost ready to go to the elevator, but before we do so, that's the laser rapier in a nutshell. It hums, and it breaks things like crazy. But the thing I don't like about the laser rapier is the fact that it has such high requirements. You need 4 points of energy weapons and 3 points of agility. But if you can get it, it's definitely worth it. In most combat situations, it's a complete upgrade over the wrench, and finally, it deals 2 times more damage to robots. So we won't need to circle strafe robots and hit them for 5 hours with the wrench anymore. So here we go, we're finally ready to go all the way up to deck 4 in order to meet Polito. Oh, you're kidding me, right? Just a... yeah, I should not expect things to be that easy, but... yeah, it turns as if we're gonna finally discover why Deck 3 was sealed, because this apparently is our next destination. Here's to hoping that we will find a way to get all the way up to Deck 4, and we will do so by going to Deck 3, Hydroponics.